finished the bar exam yesterday, and to be honest, I don't really have time to celebrate because I literally have to move out of my apartment by tomorrow. That is because I'm currently living in a Columbia graduate housing apartment, and they require all of us bar examinees to move out by July 29th. Thankfully, I got a subletted apartment that is just a block away from where I live right now. So I'm gonna be busy moving my stuff there today and tomorrow. And I'm sitting by my closet, which is now almost empty. Yeah, so I guess I'll talk to you guys later. So I got 48 hours to pack up and leave. It was no fun at all. It was so stressful. Even though the total distance of my move was just a block away, it still took me 5 or 6 trips to get all of my stuff from here to there. And by the end of the day, I was so beat. Since I was moving into a subletted apartment and I had no idea how much longer I was going to stay, not just in New York City, but in the country of United States after all. So I decided to just ship the majority of my stuff back home to Taiwan, which then I regretted doing about 2 weeks later. And I'll get to that. It was just such a confusing time in my life. I'm gonna miss this apartment so much. It served me well. Despite the pretty short lease term, I had so many fond memories in this apartment. Like, I spent so much time tied to this desk studying, watching YouTube, napping on the sofa, and I had almost every meal at this very dining table because I didn't like dining out. And the kitchen, where I burnt the food so many times before I finally learned how to cook. The nice little bedroom, which would be much nicer if I had blackout curtains. And this beautiful bathroom, it's to die for. Bye, apartment. This is my new apartment, at least for the month. My new life at my new apartment consists of 3 things and 3 things only: cooking, eating, and aggressively applying for jobs. That's right, I reconnected with my obsession to get hired in the legal industry with my 1-year LLM degree as a foreigner. Yeah, that was a long shot, and I really did try everything I could. I applied on LinkedIn, Indeed, Simplicity. I dropped hundreds of cold emails trying to talk to people and get my resume out there in the world. I also set a daily reminder of how many days were left in the window to find a job before my visa would expire. But nothing ever materialized. Until a hot, sunny August morning, approximately an hour after I sent out my application to a judge at New York Supreme Court, he invited me to an interview in 2 days. I was low-key freaking out. I didn't have much time to prepare. I had to go out to Macy's to get a new pair of pumps because, haha, I sent all my stuff back home not 2 weeks ago. Anyways, I went all the way downtown to my very first job interview, which was also the first time I entered a courthouse in the United States. Met with the judge, we shook hands, we talked. He was nice and professional and seemed genuinely interested in what I'd done as a lawyer in another country, as well as what I could do for him as his law clerk. And yes, I was applying to be a judicial law clerk as advised by one of my professors at Columbia previously. All in all, it went surprisingly well, and for the first time in a couple months of job hunting, I felt like I was finally on to something, that I wasn't wasting my time after all. And so after a hearty dinner steak, as well as a painstaking 4-hour writing contest, I got the job. Seems that all the hard work, the late night grind, the going out of a comfort zone, and the frustration was all part of the journey after all. After that, I got a bunch of errands to run. Like, for example, I had to pick up my social security card, which turned out to be just a piece of paper that didn't look important at all. And within a month, I had to move again to another subletted apartment because my monthly lease was up. I didn't realize up until this point that I had so many things to take care of before I could start my new position and part 2 of my life in New York City. Yeah, there were like a million other things I did that I didn't film. I'm just showing you the fun things here, like eating ramen, walking down the Manhattan Bridge, or hanging out at a bookstore in Brooklyn. I was both nervous and excited to start my new job in just a couple days. I had no clue as to what was lying ahead of me, and I just fucking love that.